Okay, I've just managed to charge my phone up on the bus, and I'm back in Coventry City Centre via the Meadow bus station right behind me there. And that's the local Sainsbury's there on Trinity Street. Obviously, my phone let me down, so I couldn't record my video images or my commentary, which has hampered my attempts, of course. Anyway, let's just go for the Sainsbury's. Fancy your chances on the lottery? Not much of a gambler, so I don't really go for that.
Brisket burgers and more.
It might be just bullshit, you know. I don't think anyone will win that. Have you ever seen a lottery winner? Just like the conspiracy theories, you know. Remember that Capricorn 1 film?
Thank you.
Starring James Brosnan. 1979 movie. Did they really get to the moon? I mean Mars. It was a bullshit. It was all staged. So how do you know if they went to the moon or not? All those missions, you know. Do you know someone who's been to the moon? You know, conspiracy theorists, you know, they don't really believe it until it's really proven. Anyway, my phone's been behaving a bit like a die-hard phone. It's got cracks on it as well, and it is literally a die-hard film sort of film set prop. Reminds me of this Bruce Willis films. You know the Bruce Willis character, die-hard character. One who's had 5 daughters actually from 2 different women. Demi Moore was his first wife, I think, and he's had 3 daughters from her and 2 more daughters from his last partner. Total of 5 daughters. No wonder why he's die-hard, isn't he? Daughter projects, isn't it? And that reminds me of that China Syndrome film, a 1979 movie, based on the 3 Mile Island nuclear disaster, level 3 disaster, I think it was. It wasn't a level 7 maximum, obviously. That's the Chernobyl disaster. That was a level 7 1986 disaster on the 23rd of April. In the former Soviet Union. And also the recent one in Japan, Fukushima. That was also a level 7. I think that was in 2011. So there have been 2 level 7 disasters, maximum scale of disasters concerning nuclear power plants. Fukushima being the last, and of course Chernobyl. And on that day I was actually evicted from my home. 37 years down the line, that is. Not on that day exactly, but 37 in 2023 that was. And I had to even abandon all my bulky furniture. The things I couldn't carry, my settees, sofas, washing machines, bed, wardrobes, etc. All the things I couldn't carry, and I had to sleep rough in my car, as you're aware. And that's the Transport Museum over there. Anyway, let's just go to the NISA, open 24 hours. And we are in a 24/7 society. So it's quite convenient to come here at the night as well, any time of the night. I think it's a good idea. Obviously, some people just can't get to sleep during the night, and they can always head to these 24/7 shops if they're nearby. That is, but the chances are they're not all up here in the city centre. So these are kind of difficult to get to if you're outside of the city centre. I'm actually now 6 miles away in my bungalow, a resident of a one-bedroom bungalow. I was before the 26th of April 2023 in my council house, which was a 3-bedroom house. So obviously they didn't want me having that on the basis of it being a 3-bedroom, and there's only me, one person occupying that. So that's one of their reasons, as well as the fact that the rent arrears had built up, but they never transferred the tenancy into my name and make me the main tenant. So that's how the problems arose. It was my mother's tenancy. They removed her, and that's what jeopardised my overall stay. Ultimately, a couple of years down the line, she was removed on the 21st of November 2021, 24th actually, to be correct, 24th of November 2021, and put into care homes, elderly care homes, and never returned back to her own home. And that's what jeopardised my stay there. I tried frantically to get the name on my name, but it never happened. So they never allowed it to happen, and I was a rough car sleeper for plus 13 months, a horrendous ordeal, but it was a lot better than being in prison, put it that way. And that's probably one of my worst ordeals, being in prison, of course, and in jails as well, terror cells. But it was an adventurous time, I must admit. I could go freely to the continent and come back for day trips and things, and I could wander around anywhere virtually. Sometimes I was at Leamington, sometimes even in Coventry, parked here on Britannia on Fairfax Street, and that's the Britannia Hotel there. That's the location where I was actually discovered, eventually found, or VONDUTCH, as they say in Dutch. So it was a kind of a turbulent time. But eventually I did get my housing, supported housing through them, and then 2 years down the line I eventually got my bungalow. After reaching a certain age, of course, I couldn't get that earlier, so there's no way I could have got that earlier. You have to be at least 55 to qualify for that, and I was 55 last year, so in 2025. And also my late mother died last year in a care home at the age of 81 in January. So they probably cut her life short as well by putting her in care homes and not returning her to her home. End of the day, they wanted a 3-bedroom house and maybe put a family or somebody else there. They couldn't care less me having that. So I was just one person. So obviously now I'm in a 1-bed bungalow, so that's there now. But it took its time, obviously, a long way to get that. And that's where I used to park my car there, over there. That's got all blocks now. The bollards there, the blocks of bollards there don't allow anyone to park there now. It used to be full of cars there. Cars used to park their car up there. Well, just me, of course. And that's where I was found by the JCT workers on the 21st of May 2024. That's when I was found. And I was offered firstly 3 nights stay at the Salvation Army, and then supported housing for 2 years, and then eventually I got my bid and I got my bungalow. And this is Fairfax Street, by the way. What else do I want to say? It was a kind of die-hard experience, almost like a die-hard experience. but adventurous as well, almost like a James Bond movie or a Tintin movie, you know. Tintin, the cartoon character. He's only a lad, a teenager, but he goes out and about. And he was actually invented by Hergé, a Belgian author. Hergé, the late Hergé, the Tintin character. And of course, the famous characters in that are, of course, Captain Haddock and his Marlinspike Hall residence, his ancestral home, and Professor Calculus, Bianca Castrifora, and Snowy the dog as well. Those are the usual. And also the 50p coin guy, Nestor, the butler. He's got a head like a 50p coin and bowl at the top, shaped like a 50p coin. That's his butler, Nestor. Those are the regular characters anyway. So it has been a die-hard experience, obviously. And, you know, like that Chernobyl, not necessarily Chernobyl, but China syndrome film, you know, that theoretically, if there is a nuclear meltdown, you know, it causes a thermonuclear meltdown called the China syndrome, theoretically to the other side, to China, that's why it's called China syndrome, from the United States. Daughter product, a chain reaction of producing radioactive isotopes, a nuclear chain reaction, which is spontaneous, daughter after daughter. Almost like the matrishka, you know that matrishka in Russian, the Russian dolls, matrishka, I think that's how you pronounce it. Russian dolls, daughter and daughter and daughter, so on and so forth. That's why it's like a chain reaction, a nuclear chain reaction that's out of control. You have control rods to control it, the reaction, such as boron or something like that. Elements like boron to control the reaction, to stop it. Anyway, my bus is here. So I'll make my next recording at Birmingham Airport, BHX.